Ever catch yourself humming a tune that's older than your first heartbreak, yet it feels as fresh as a crisp October breeze rustling through fallen leaves? Yeah, that's Van Morrison's Moondance for you, a sly little number that sneaks into your soul like a fox in a henhouse, all smooth jazz swings and romantic whispers under a bloated full moon. But hold on, because beneath that velvety veneer of horns and heartache lies a tale twisted enough to make even the grumpiest Irishman crack a smile. We're talking buried inspirations from lazy afternoons turned lusty nights, studio sessions where egos clashed like cymbals, and a song that didn't even bother showing up as a single until everyone else had already danced to it for years. Stick around, because this isn't just the history behind Moondance. It's the cheeky, chaotic underbelly that'll have you questioning if Van was channeling a lovesick werewolf or just nursing a pint too many. Let's rewind to the ignition point, shall we? Picture Van Morrison in the late 60s, fresh off the psychedelic haze of Astral Weeks. That sprawling stream of consciousness beast that critics adored but the public mostly ignored, like a gourmet meal served to a crowd craving fish and chips. Van's holed up in Cambridge, Massachusetts, probably staring at the Charles River and wondering why his genius isn't paying the bills. One summer day in 1968, he's tinkering with a soprano saxophone, riffing on this jazz cover of Lazy Afternoon by guitarist Grant Green. But Van, being Van, twists it into something entirely his own, a melody that bubbles up like a forbidden elixir, all walking bass lines and flirtatious flutes. He scribbles down the tune first, no words yet, just pure instrumental swagger. Then, bam, the lyrics hit. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. Marvelous? More like a cheeky nod to the kind of night where romance isn't just suggested, it's demanded, under those October skis where leaves swirl like confetti at a pagan wedding. Van later admitted it started as a sax piece, and get this, he even played that original solo himself on the track. Imagine the man who's basically allergic to interviews blowing his own horn, literally. But here's the zinger, what if Van had kept it instrumental? We'd have a jazz standard instead of this lusty anthem begging to make love to you tonight. Talk about a missed opportunity for elevator music everywhere. Now unpack that phrase, fantabulous night to make romance. Fantabulous? Van just mashed fantastic and fabulous like a mad scientist in a word lab, conjuring a vibe that's equal parts dreamy and downright cheeky. It's autumnal bliss, folks. Those vibrant leaves falling, the chill in the air that's just warm enough for stolen kisses neath the cover of those starry eyes. But dig deeper, and Moondance isn't just a booty call set to swing. It's laced with themes of spiritual renewal, like Van's shaking off the ghosts of his past flops and rediscovering joy through nature's rhythm. Redemption via rhythm and blues, if you will. And oh, the absurdity. If Van had penned this during a full moon frenzy, would we blame lunar lunacy? Probably not. But it'd explain why surgeons, according to some BBC poll, blast it in operating rooms. Nothing says steady hands like imagining a twirl under the stars while stitching up a spleen. Fast forward to the album Saga, where things get properly dramatic, like a rock opera without the capes. After Astral Weeks tanked commercially, Van packs up and heads to a mountaintop cabin in the Catskills near Woodstock, New York, with his wife Janet Planet. Yes, that's her real stage name, because why not add cosmic flair to marital bliss? It's 1969. The summer of love is peaking, and Van's scribbling tunes that are way more accessible, designed to actually sell instead of confusing the masses. He's influenced by Bob Dylan lurking in the same woods, but Van's no copycat. He's brewing a potion of soul, jazz pop, and that Irish folk twang. By July, Moondance the song is fleshed out, but the album? That's a whole beast. Van recruits local talents, guitarist John Platania, sax wizard Jack Schroer, keyboard maestro Jeff Labez, and they jam without charts, everything etched in memory like ancient runes. Then drama strikes. Initial sessions at Century Sound with holdovers from Astral Weeks like bassist Richard Davis, but Van axes them for a horn section and chorus. "No one knew what I was looking for except me," he growled, taking the producer's chair himself for the first time. Bold move or ego trip? You decide. Recording kicks off in August '69 at A&R Studios in New York. Wait, some call it Mastertone, but let's not split hairs like Van splitting from his old band, them over money disputes. The sessions are electric, live vocals, minimal overdubs, and that iconic flute by Colin Tilton fluttering like a moth to moonlight. But here's the quirky bit. On Into the Mystic, another album gem, there's an infamous mixing goof where the foghorn swells oddly, and some versions lack a tambourine. Van, perfectionist that he is, probably fumed, but it adds to the mystique. And get this obscure nugget. The album's centerfold in early pressings hides a parable about a musician who charges for his art and loses his soul. Van's sly jab at the industry that chewed him up. Launch day? January 27th, 1970, though some swear it's February 28th, like the album couldn't decide when to shine. Warner Brothers drops it and bam, top 30 in the US, top 40 in the UK. No single for Moondance yet. That waits till '77, debuting at a measly 92 on Billboard. Talk about delayed gratification. Van must have chuckled or growled depending on the day. But oh, the ascent to legend? That's where Moondance moons the doubters. Critics swoon. Robert Christgau slaps an A on it, calling it brilliant and catchy. Rolling Stone raves about its musical invention, with moods that carry you like a caravan through epic brilliance. FM radio laps it up. Tracks like Caravan, Into the Mystic, and the title cut become staples, turning Van from obscure poet to major artist. It's 1970, soft rock's dawning, and Moondance helps birth adult-oriented formats, influencing everything from yacht rock to those chill playlists your dentist blasts. Van forms the Caledonia Soul Orchestra, touring like a man possessed, medleying Moondance with Fever or My Funny Valentine in live shows. By '81, it's in his first video, Van Morrison in Ireland, and pops up in films like An American Werewolf in London. Fitting since it's moon-themed, and who doesn't love a lycanthrope grooving to a fantabulous night? What if David Norton's werewolf howled along? We'd have the ultimate horror musical mashup. And the ripple effects? Endless. Ranked 226 on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs, Grammy Hall of Fame inductee, and the album snags spots on every best ever list. 65 on the 500 Greatest Albums in 2003, Time's all-time 100. It sells triple platinum in the US, platinum in the UK, defining Van publicly even as he dodges the spotlight like a vampire at dawn. Covers flood in. Michael Bublé croons it smooth. Ramsey Lewis jazzes it up with Nancy Wilson. Even Herb Alpert and Lani Hall tackle it. Obscure tribute? UB40's Burden of Shame once credited Van for a similar melody, then yanked it, lawsuit dodged or happy accident. And here's a wacky what if. If Van had charged for his gigs like that centerfold story warns, would we have this free-spirited gem or just another soulless hit? Nah, Van's too prickly for that. He'd probably tell the industry to shove it Belfast style. Now the enduring impact and quirky aftermath? Moondance isn't just a song, it's a cultural moonshot. It inspires spiritual seekers, romantics, and even those BBC surgeons slicing to its swing, proving music heals literally. Themes of renewal echo in modern tunes, blending genres like Van blended jazz with rock, paving way for artists who defy boxes. Quirky bit, a 2013 deluxe edition drops with outtakes and Blu-ray, but Van disowns it as unauthorized. Classic curmudgeon move. And get this niche fact, the original sax solo Van played? Influential enough to shape pop sax forever, yet he imitates it vocally at the end, like he's mocking his own brilliance. Ripple to culture? It's in Moonlaw. Fullmoon.info hails it as a classic lunar anthem, hovering between R&amp.B and country rock. Absurd scenario. Imagine Van Moondancing at Woodstock. He skipped the festival, but his Catskills vibes might have turned mud into magic. Instead, we get tributes like Jonathan Rhys-Meyers in August Rush or Greg Brown folksying it up. The song's certified platinum in New Zealand, gold in the UK. Proof it's global, not just a Belfast boy's dream. All right, we've twirled through the wild, wacky history of Van Morrison's Moondance, from sax scribbles in Cambridge to legendary status that outshines the moon itself. If this tale of behind-the-song secrets, lyric meanings unpacked like autumn leaves, and obscure facts that'd make trivia nights sweat has you grinning or grooving, do me a solid. Smash that like button harder than Van hits a high note, subscribe to the Rocklaw Vault for more rock revelations, and ring that bell so you never miss a beat. Share your own Moondance memory in the comments. Did it soundtrack your first kiss, or just an awkward shuffle at a wedding? Until next time, keep those stars in your eyes and remember, every night's marvelous if you make it so. Cheers, you legends.